What is happening, people? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of McLaren Fan TV. I know it's been too long. It has been too long, but guess what? Your boy had to go out in these streets and get married. You feel me? So obviously things were going on. You done know. Big up the marriage crew. You know what I'm saying?
Marriage crew.
Big up the wifey and everything. You done know. Big up yourself. I'm joined, of course, as per usual, with my co-host Mahad from the Pit Stop Frackers. What are you saying, G?
I'm here. I've had to kind of like hold down the fort for McLaren on Twitter. Had no streams, but you didn't miss much. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. You didn't miss a win. You didn't miss a podium. We've had more action off track than on track when it comes to
for
McLaren.
real. No, for real. Big up Canadian Gringo says it's good to be back. I tell you what, mate, it feels better than ever. Let me tell you, and don't get it twisted. We are going to be back better than ever right now, people. We've got some good news that I think Mahad might want to break for us as we start this show. Make sure you do smash the like button if you like all things McLaren, if you love Formula One. Let's get into it. Mahad, what are we saying? What we got for the people then?
We have started our own YouTube channel, a separate YouTube channel, McLaren Fan TV. It's going to be a dedicated spot, dedicated community as well. So You're going to be able to send us messages. We're going to have post boards, all of that. It's going to be all things McLaren dedicated to that. We're going to still be tuning in live streams 7 p.m. after every race weekend. We might even do a little bit more, you know. You never know. We're gonna be back bigger than ever. So we wanted to do our last stream on the Peter and Paul YouTube channel, just to let you guys know. Look, we're heading over to McLaren Fan TV. The channel's already there. It's not finished yet, but you can still subscribe right now. So we're gonna drop the link in the chat.
Yeah.
If Peter can find that. And then we're going to drop it in there, subscribe now, and then every stream from that point on to the end of the season, or forever, actually, next season after, everything's going to be on there.
Everything will be on there. McLaren Fan TV, a dedicated YouTube channel for all things exclusively McLaren. Do you know what's mad, yeah? Because, like, obviously, with the last couple of weeks, with how busy life has been, I sometimes try to just look for my McLaren news, basically, just purely McLaren sort of stuff, things to talk about on the pod. And I realized that there's nothing out there in these streets. Like, there's nothing really cooking in terms of, like, when you're a McLaren junkie and you need that fix, I can't find anywhere. I can't go anywhere. I have to like rely on the, like the proper mainstream Formula One account or the mainstream, like, McLaren account. And even then it's a bit higgy. You know what I'm saying? They're not really giving me all the juice. So I feel like there's a hole to fill, and it's going to be absolutely mental what we're going to be doing on this channel. So I'm looking forward to it for everybody who needs that McLaren fix. You know what I'm saying? Current content, even historic stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all things McLaren regardless. So that's the base.
We're going to be the news. We're going to be the source of news for McLaren.
There we go.
Since it's not out there, we'll do it.
We'll do it. It's absolutely fine. We'll do it. Bro, since we last did a podcast, since we last did a live stream, it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. And we were chatting about Danny Rick this, Danny Rick that. Should he be here? He should be gone. I remember we were just sort of chatting away. And obviously Alpine had come out that day about, yes, Piastri is going to be an Alpine driver in 2023. And live on the stream, we had Piastri come out and be like, boom, you man, I ain't joining Alpine next year. Whatever them man told you, them man are liars. Yeah, I ain't joining Alpine next year. So that was a whole like madness in and of itself, right? And then we come off the air. But since then, since that post-Hungarian Grand Prix to now, I can't even keep up to date. Like, there was a day I was going to just sit down and just do a long podcast and just talk about everything that's gone on, from Vettel leaving, from Alonso doing his thing, from Piastri doing his thing, Danny Ricciardo leaving McLaren at the end of the season, even though we had a statement from him not long ago talking about he wants to do everything he can to be, to win races with McLaren and so on and so forth. And then we get the bombshell, the thing we've been waiting for all season long. Oscar Piastri will be a McLaren driver in 2023. Mahad, how do you even put all of this together? What are your thoughts? Where the hell was your brain at? What is going on? Talk to me, man.
It just sounds like it was just. I was so shocked about like the chronological order of events and how it all went down. And then when you read deeper, then you find out new information and other information as like that comes to light, and you're like, oh, that's why that happened, and oh, that's why that happened, you know. And it's crazy how we've come to the conclusion now. Look, now we've got Oscar, now we've got Lando. That's what we're moving forward with in the future. And the way it came about, maybe it could have come back better. But I think it really all came down to the domino effect of Vettel retiring and Alonso surprising Alpine by saying, I'm out of it. Once that happened, that's when the cat came out the bag. I bet Zach Brown was getting stressed out because he was like, you know, I tried to keep this under wraps. You know, this Oscar deal. We're going to reveal it a little bit later in the season, but boy, it all came out, and it came out in a bad way.
It's crazy because like the shift was sort of like, you know, Danny's staying here and we got to just deal with that at least one more year. And it was that point of, you know what, you just have to accept it. And I was like, all right, cool. Danny's here for another year. Let's hope the car improves. Let's see what happens. And I was done. Like I had lost hope in terms of a new driver coming in. And that dominant, like you said, Vettel retiring is weird to me. It's weird to me. I think he's going to pull off a little Kimi Raikkonen, a little Alonso thing. I think he'll be back. I can't imagine he's going to be gone and that's it. We're not going to see him again. I don't know. I just don't believe it. I feel like it's too young. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever why he would be leaving. And then, of course, Alonso leaving Alpine to go to Aston Martin. Again, something that doesn't make sense to me. A lot of this summer break and everything else has not made any sense to me whatsoever. And we'll get into the other stuff as well that I'll refer to. But, you know, Alonso leaving Alpine for Aston Martin. Alonso's got to know something we don't. He's got to.
You know what? 100%. And I heard rumblings about this quite early in the season, that this new regime under Laurent Rossi at Alpine is looking nuts over Alpine.
Yeah,
looking nuts over there. There's remember just before the eve of the season, and Alain Prost said, I'm out. He said, I'm out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They got the team principal gone. What was his name? I forgot his name. Marcel or something. Yeah.
Oh, no, Marcel. Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of Cyril immediately, and then they got rid of the other one.
Yeah, Marcel,
the new team principal. So
yeah, and
it all circles back to Rossi. How is Rossi running this? Rossi used to run the. I shout out to Tom. I watched a little video about this Laurent Rossi guy and his history, and he works. He's an engineer. He works at Renault in the car division bit, you know, where they sell cars. And then he went to go work for Google for a while. He was working at Google for a very long time at like senior positions. And then he got this job here. Yeah. He's running it like Google. He's not running it like a race team. So it's looking like that environment, especially kind of the relationship with the president and Laurent Rossi and everybody like that, and it's looking a little bit toxic over there. And Alonso just said, I'm out. You're disrespecting me through this contract. If you look at the contracts that they were trying to, the non-contracts that they had with Oscar Piastri, it's a joke. It's not even a contract. They didn't have a contract with him.
And then man, they're announcing. And then Otmar,
that he's going to be driving for it.
Otmar's still defending it. He's still like, no. He's meant to be our driver. What? And there's nothing to say. There's nothing concrete to say. Yes, he should be the driver. He's going to be the driver for Alpine next year. It's clear. It's a mess. That team is an absolute mess. And boy, you know,
Moore's going to come out. When Mark Webber finally talks about it and stuff like that, he's going to say, look, they're fobbing my client off. They didn't want to give him a contract. They want a joke thing. They were doing a pathway to Alpine like they're a big boy team. They were like, oh, you're going to go Williams for 2 years. You're going to come back to us. I'm like, who do Alpine think they are? Do Alpine think they're like Red Bull or something? You're not built to be telling a man go to... Listen, Alpine are not... You're not there to be telling a driver, especially a driver that's won Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell him, yo, go drive for Alpine for 2 years on a Russell Flex.
Sure.
Because Mercedes can do that. They're Mercedes.
Absolutely.
You're Alpine.
It's a weird state of affairs, man. I mean, saga, mess, and whatnot. And then in the midst of it, you know, your thoughts on Danny Ricciardo being relieved of his duties at the end of the season. What were your thoughts on that?
You know what? With the whole Ricardo situation, yeah, we could be honest about it. He's January 1st is no longer an employee of McLaren, so we don't need to be tiptoeing around the situation anymore. Yeah, I think Zach Brown. Yeah, this is me doing my research, guys. Yeah, Zach Brown signed a preliminary deal with Oscar Piastri on the 3rd of June. On the 3rd of June to drive for McLaren for 2023. So that means Zach Brown saw 1 year and 6 months of Daniel Ricciardo and said, I'm out.
I'm out.
So not even counting where he signed the deal on the 3rd of June, because there must have been some run-up time where Zach Brown was thinking he's already decided with the other people on the board, this guy's out of here. So that means they made that decision like Miami times. Like in the board, like we need to replace this guy for 2023. Yeah. So a little bit of cutthroat ruthlessness by Zach Brown, coming like Ron Dennis a little bit, because the man gave him 1 season and a couple races and said, I'm out. I'm done with this guy.
It's crazy. I mean, I think that was at the time when we were furious with the situation at McLaren. When you think about Miami Grand Prix, I think it was like early May.
Oh, when they were doing up that thing with what's my man's name?
Yeah,
James Corden. Don't make me sick.
Which, by the way, Jack Daniels today. Have you seen it? Have you seen that one today?
No, I've not.
McLaren have added Jack Daniels to their livery now. I said, yo, Zach Brown is busy. Let me tell you, that guy is busy
guy, man.
Jack Daniels.
Anytime we have a bad semi bad weekend, they announce a.
Listen,
guys, I want you to notice that anytime we have a semi bad weekend, so like Daniel Ricciardo DNF, we announce the sponsor.
It's facts. Honestly, it's absolute facts. You know, when you put it like that, like Zach Brown was with us all along. Like he was with us all along. Because I felt like Danny Rick was a bit of a blind spot for Zach Brown, because he loved the idea. He loved the thought of Ricciardo in the McLaren. It's going to work. It should be great. Ricciardo's a great guy, and X, Y, and Z and whatever. In terms of personalities, those two work and probably will work very well together. The truth of the matter is the results were not happening. However, I will say this. Obviously, as you knew at the start of the season, I was like, okay, guys, we have to take time with Danny Ricciardo. We've got to send him off and bring in something new. However, the car isn't good. The car isn't good, and that's my worry.
The car is bad. And the way Zach Brown went about it, in a way, like if they're chummy, he snaked him properly. Because if you're signing preliminary deals on the 3rd of June, and then you're doing like the official contracts on the 4th of July. Yeah, exactly. And Daniel Ricciardo's putting out statements after that saying, I'm committed to the team, blah, blah, blah. I don't know whether I heard that's kind of like a contract ploy to try to like pin McLaren into the corner, because obviously they have a contract. I don't know. They have to pay him out.
I don't know if you heard like some of the skepticism along that statement when he brought that out earlier in the season, where he didn't mention Formula One. People were saying that he doesn't mention Formula One, he just mentions McLaren. And so it never really crossed my mind that he's going to join the other series of motorsport under McLaren. It never really crossed my mind. But even just like when you look at the rumor mill, he's not linked with any team, really. There's no team he's linked with in Formula One for next year specifically where you think, okay, that's actually a viable option. So it does make me think: have they got Danny Ricciardo somewhere else? Because in that statement, you go back and you read the statement again. He doesn't definitively say Formula One and McLaren. He just says McLaren as the company. I'm willing to be here. I'm dedicated here. I'm here till next year. So whether that means, I don't know whether the contracts mean that it's not necessarily just a Formula One seat. It requires to McLaren, the company, the motorsport group, the automotive group.
That might have been the case at the time, but now when it got accelerated in terms of trying to just announce Oscar and go through that whole litigation situation, I think when it became clear that we had to pay out Daniel Ricciardo in order to sign Piastri, that means there's no obligation on McLaren now to actually find this guy a job. You know what I'm saying? We wired him his bread. You go find yourself a job. At the end of the day, Alpine doesn't want to have a sniff. I don't know what that's about. I'm hearing names like Nick DeFries over Daniel Ricciardo. What's going on there? How far is your stock falling in a year and a half?
By the way, had a brilliant weekend. By the way, I mean, my hat goes off to him for this weekend.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He done a phenomenal job.
People are saying he would have done a better job than Albon would have done a better job. I kind of agree with that. But obviously, Albon get well soon.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But for you to get in the car and not have any running whatsoever, and you was driving another car in free practice 1.
Exactly.
And for you to do that, you did well, man. You did well. That's a good debut.
He's got more points than Latifi, and he's made Latifi 21st in a 20-driver championship. So
Latifi's got to go, man. Latifi's got to go, man.
Or Latifi's dad has to bring a stack bundle for next season where Williams cannot refuse that P and say, do you know what? Fine, we got to let him sit. That's the only way Latifi saves his job this season. The only
Latifi,
way.
I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. You just need to go. You need to come to London. You need to go to Docklands. You need to buy Team Sport Docklands and just run some hot laps, man. You need to improve the pace, man, because it's looking nasty out here. But to go back to the point about Daniel Ricciardo, yeah, his situation now is looking a bit peak. Like, if just Latifi now, why is he not linked to Williams? If he's on the vibe of, if it ain't a team that I can possibly get podiums with, I'm not racing.
Yeah. Then
it looks like he's going to take a sabbatical until a seat holds up. I'm here, reserve driver of Mercedes. That's nasty stuff, man. I'd rather be in IndyCar than be a reserve driver at Mercedes. What am I doing reserve driver for?
He can't. That's the thing. Like we were saying, even at the time when we were not happy with Danny Ricciardo's performances, we were saying he can't be out of Formula One. That's ridiculous. But in terms of just like with the team at the moment, we weren't feeling him at the team. But the thought and idea that certain drivers are still here next season, and Danny Rick can't grab a seat. What's really going on here?
Do you know what? People in the chat, I want you to answer this. Yeah, what drivers in Formula One is Daniel Ricciardo better than? Let us know who's he better than. For me, he's better than Latifi, obviously.
We argued he was top 10. We argued he was top 10 on the
not
pod.
Top 10. He's not top 10. He's not top 10.
Name 10. Name 10. We've done this again.
We'll do it again. No, he's not top 10, man. He's not top 10. Man.
He's top 10.
I'm sorry, guys, man. I changed my mind.
All right.
You might call me a flip-flop. But okay.
He is top 10.
Okay, guys. Right, no. Okay, top 10 right now or top 10 in general? That's two different questions.
In general,
yeah, he's top 10 because if you're looking at the wins and performances that he's had, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but right now he's not better than like a lot of drivers.
Is he better than Ocon?
Ocon's better than him, man. Look at the standings. We've got the same cars. McLaren and Alpine have got similar cars in performance. Look at the points difference.
I know.
Between him and Ricciardo.
I know. The truth is because it's Norris is actually putting that McLaren with much more integrity than it should have. That's the honest truth of it. The fact that he's 7th in the championship is outrageous, and yet the Alpine's 4th.
And he finishes top 10 nearly every race.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy.
He's quite comfy in that position. But at the end of the day, right now in the standings, it's not even McLaren anymore. It's just Lando Norris. We said this before.
We said this from
Lando Norris TV because what points is Daniel Ricciardo contributing to this team? He's not contributing anything.
Let me go through the comment section because a lot of you lot have been, putting the comments in, welcoming us back. Thank you very much. Big up to Uze. You don't know. It's been a while. It has been a hot minute. Your boy got married. That's why I was off the circuit for a hot minute. But I'm back again, man. I'm here. And I've been keeping my eye. I've been watching a lot of highlights. I haven't been watching full races. So I've been having my eye on things. And it just seems like, all of a sudden this title just kind of died in front of us. Like we always knew that probably Verstappen was going to win this championship because you couldn't trust Ferrari. But Ferrari had the faster car before the international break, before the summer break, right? And then after the summer break, it seems like Red Bull have just turned it up. And if even Ferrari do, their 100% best, they still can't beat Red Bull. And it looks like they're done. Do you know what I'm saying? It looks like they're done. So big up to is there. Scoop on Football says, put the McLaren Fan TV channel as a link on Peter on Pole channel page. I hope that makes sense. Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. Don't you worry. We're going to be plastering this channel everywhere. You won't miss it. I can assure you of that. Canadian Gringo says, y'all think Max is going to break the 9 consecutive win record? It's possible. What's he on now? Is it 5?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, bro. If he went on this streak earlier, I think it would have happened because he would still need all the points to win the championship. But basically, he could win the championship next race. So is there really incentive for him to carry on winning races and them to develop the car post that point?
What's going on there? How is it that he can win the championship next race? What are we talking about?
If Leclerc finished 7th or below and he wins the race, he wins the championship.
It's
and
done.
Just no Ferrari are going to put 3 wheels on that car.
For sure.
He's going to end up P14.
For sure. No, for sure. I'm not entirely sure, Canadian Gringo. It's an interesting one. Hussein, big up yourself. Welcome back. He was probably saying Piastri got the deal signed and sealed at McLaren. There you go. He has signed it. All right, Nathan. Like we've come back in it, yeah. Check Nathan's comment out. I'm gonna briefly put it up there and take it out. Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's the wrong chat, mate. I know you're probably watching a football stream or something.
Oh dear, I thought he was watching football. Canadian Ringo says, I think we're on track for another period of Vettel levels of dominance, at least until the end of 24. What are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to be getting that dominance, either Red Bull or Verstappen?
Possibly. I think he's very much in the zone at the moment. He's got the regulations patterned. These other teams don't look like they've got a Scooby at the moment of how to make a ground effect car. When you look at the actual gaps, like there's at this moment in time anyway, because it was quite close between Ferrari and Red Bull at the beginning of the season. But right now it's like Red Bull's here, Ferrari's there, then there's a gap, Mercedes, then there's a gap, and then it's like Alpine and McLaren and that. So, but every time when there's new regulations, the cars bunch together after a couple of years. So next year it will get closer between everybody, and then the year after that will get closer because everybody just starts copying each other's designs and stuff like that. I think it's too late right now to actually try to copy Red Bull's or try to investigate how they're getting so much performance out of their car. But they will kind of get that managed. Well, at least the top teams anyway will kind of manage to close that gap to Red Bull, and it will be more competitive next year. It's kind of like 2010 was quite close, then 2011 was a big gap, and then 2012 was close, and then 2013 was a huge gap. It really just depends on the regulations. So these, you know how the FIA move, man. If they want to create, they see the numbers going down, viewing numbers go down, like how it was during the Red Bull dominance in the early years of Mercedes. They'll tweak the regulations. They don't give a damn.
No, I make you right. on that one. Nathan saying thoughts on Starboy Norris having a stinker start and getting posterized by the midfield.
I don't think he got posterized by the midfield because he finished ahead of everybody in the midfield.
He held his own, man. He held his own at the end of the day.
He had a bad start, definitely. Like
what happened?
I've seen it before.
What
he kind of went into like an anti-stall thing. I don't know what he's doing, man. He
is that human error or is that
that's human error? He bottled that start.
He bottled.
I haven't actually checked any like interviews of asking him about that start. I actually need to check that. So if it is something wrong, I apologize. But for me, it's just observing. It looked like he bought that start because Daniel had a really good start as well. So, but he managed to recover from that situation though. His race pace was outside. It was impressive.
Yeah, no, impressive race from Danny. Even though DNF, I think just to touch on the Italian Grand Prix a bit there, it's been the same old story really with McLaren all season long. Norris finishing 7th feels like that sounds like normal, and Danny Rick. One hot race, or not even hot, but one good race and one bad race. One hot, back and forth. He was actually doing well in Monza and then had a DNF, continuing the trend of people who've won the previous year in Monza, DNFing the following year. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, like the Italian Grand Prix, like where are you with it in terms of like how we performed? What did you think of the team, the drivers, strategy? Where are you on that? You're on mute, Kazi.
My bad, people. I'll say from the car performance, it didn't look good on the straights at all. But it was really fast out of corners, which kind of like helped Ricciardo because with Ricciardo, he was holding up Gasly quite a lot, and he started that DRS train because on the straights, the guys would catch up, and then when we had the corners like Lesmo and all the Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2. We were really, really fast out of those corners, and the AlphaTauri looked terrible out of corners. So it kind of just shows that we've got the performance. We're tweaking the performance here and there because before, let's say we were in Monza earlier in the year when we were hopeless on the streets, like in Baku, for example. That would have been a peak situation. I think we've improved on the streets a little bit. We still have that really like medium speed corner speed out of exit corners kind of pattern at the moment, but I think the car was in a good place to be able to get the car and both of them into Q3. I was really worried that we couldn't get into Q3, and we did get into Q3. So that's not a given anymore, especially this season, getting into Q3 and both cars getting into Q3, including Daniel, was a good job. And then we managed to start P3, P4. In terms of strategy, don't know what they're doing with Ricciardo, because Ricciardo was on mediums, right?
Yes.
And Norris was on mediums. So you just go long, right? Because if Verstappen's doing 26 laps on mediums, on softs, you can go 30 plus.
You can do a good
stint. Like Norris did a good stint at the beginning, and that
Yeah.
really gave him track position. But they decided to pull Ricciardo in early and put him on hards. And I was like, and this is listen, we'll scrutinize our team if they make a mistake, yeah? Because we've seen strategy howlers from this team. And it's not really under the spotlight because we're in the midfield battles. If we were fighting for a title, and them kind of decisions will be getting cooked like Ferrari right now. For you to take a guy out and put him on hards, and then there's just no pace there, and then you got the other guy that's on mediums as well, and you go maybe like 15 laps more. What's the point of doing that to Daniel? You might as well have just left him out there. At the end of the day, it's just stupid.
It's true.
And then, because I don't know why they pitted to obviously cover Gasly, but Gasly's not your worry, Daniel. Just go, just keep going, man. Just keep going. Yeah. I think the strategy team had a howler on that one. The strategy team did well with Norris's strategy, but then the pit crew put 5 seconds on his head.
That's the thing.
And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing Lando coming out the pits, and then he's getting dunked on by Hamilton. I'm like, bro, this was unnecessary. This didn't even need to happen.
Yeah,
because it should have been way up the road. Because if we did a normal pit stop, it would have been long gone.
It would have been gone. Yeah, it would have been gone. Yeah, I think it's becoming. I don't know how other McLaren fans are doing it, but it's becoming like tedious, and it's a bit like, okay, it's the same story really in terms of like the results, in terms of how we expect McLaren to perform. I mean, we were dreading Monza some weeks back, weren't we? Because of the fact that it's high speed, it's straights, it's whatever. And we were sort of like fearing for the worst. Like, oh my God, this could be a horror show. And it wasn't really a horror show in the end, which is, some positive to take, which tells you exactly where we are. I don't know about you. I can't wait for the season to end. I really cannot. It's been a hard. Man,
I think we can get some positive results here and there. Once.
I do wonder, with Alpine now in 4th, I do start to think, okay, is our car that bad or is Danny that bad? Because it's a case of, had we had somebody doing half the points Danny, more than, say, double Danny's points, we would be 4th and probably sitting pretty in 4th.
Okay, look at this. Ocon's got 66 points. Alonso's got 59. So they're basically the same. Let's just say 60-60. So that's 120 points, whatever, yeah? Norris has got 88 points and Daniel Ricciardo's got 19 points. If Daniel Ricciardo is just even a semi-competent driver and gets 50 points, he doesn't even he can be 40 points behind Lando. Let's say he got 50 points. We're sitting comfy, man.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we doing?
That's why I'm torn, because the car ain't that good. Because I think Norris is making the car look better than it is, but Danny's making the car look worse than it is.
No. I think Norris is doing what the car can actually do.
Do you think?
I don't ever prescribe to a driver outperforming the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much like whatever Norris is doing, that's the limit of the car. Because there's some drivers that can drive the car to the limit, yeah? Ricciardo is not driving the car to the limit of its potential. If he drove the car to the limit of his potential, he would be closer to Norris. That's just the end of it. End of story. People could say he's been effed over by strategy, he's had bad luck, blah, 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 blah. But you have to play into account the factors of him not performing at the same time. So even if you take in all that bad luck and stuff like that, he should at least still have 50 points. The guy, Norris has got 88 points. He's got 19 points. Wait, has he got 19? Hold on. I'm being too generous. He's got 19. He's got less points than Vettel, who goes out in Q1 every other day. And then he's shocked all the time. Oh my God, I've gone out to Q1.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're gonna come on.
I am. There is a part of me that is like glad he's going. Do you know what I'm saying? There is that part of me, not even on a ruthless thing, but just like, okay, thank God that's done. Next, you know what I'm saying? Let's move on, type of thing. Scuba on Football says Vettel has interest outside of F1. If he's not in a front running car, I can see why he'd leave the sport. But the thing is, he joined Aston Martin. Do you know them ones? Like, I agree with that statement. I agree with that statement.
That's the mine. That's the mine was good though.
No,
But
allow
if we're
me,
talking
man.
about-
No, allow me.
Why? Come on.
Because even when
Perez
okay,
was winning races, brother.
fair enough, it
Stroll
was
was slacking
racing
on pole.
point, yeah. Fair enough, it was a racing point, but yo, like I don't know, man. Like it's like joining McLaren now type of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like joining a McLaren, let's say, of last year. Like Vettel can't expect to have won races in that Aston Martin. Surely not. Especially, let's just say not in a title race or not even in a constructors title race. He couldn't have been thinking that even if you were Racing Point, pink Mercedes Racing Point.
Okay, so from good sources of mine, Aston Martin's building the infrastructure to like be competing in like 2026, 2026. Like they're literally building wind tunnels. They've got that whole campus in Silverstone. That's crazy. It's going to be like state of the art stuff. Vettel would have known that when he signed the contract. So if you know it's a long-term plan, why are you retiring, bro? Or why did you join the team in the first place if you wasn't willing to stick it out? Because there's gonna be teething issues, you know what I'm saying? Because the team is starting from scratch. You're not even developed the car. Everything was aimed towards the next regulation. I don't know whether he's just taking a sabbatical right now and maybe he returns when the car's in a good place. But guess what? Guess who's there on his return? Alonso. Alonso knows that it's going to be a long-term thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Alonso's the type of guy he will get one race win and he will retire. He just wants one. He will never leave until he gets that one. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what he's waiting for, yeah.
Vettel, I don't know what he expected, whether he expected like multiple podiums and stuff like that. But like I said, he's like this Scooby Football said, he's got interests outside of F1.
True.
We might see him at like I don't know, other sporting events, maybe like Dakar Rally.
Yeah.
I don't know, Formula E. I don't know. Yeah, with the adrenaline that you get from motorsport racing, some people they don't want to leave because they don't want to lose that feeling. So they'll take like a sabbatical for a couple of months and then they'll do some other sort of motorsport. But we'll see. You have to remember he's younger than Alonso and he's younger than Hamilton. It's not like he's old.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's why I was shocked.
There's very much scope for him to come back, like how Alonso did. Alonso took 2 years out, but then he was doing other stuff. So he was doing Le Mans and IndyCar and all that kind of stuff.
There you go. When we were talking about Alpine earlier, the KBQ14 is saying what? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, are we talking Alpine? We were doing PowerPoints instead of contracts. I'm sick. I said, y'all won.
Do you know what I heard? I heard that they, when you put like kind of like contract terms together, not the contract, like the terms before the contract,
yeah.
And they sent that over to Piastri, and then that was in November. This is the contract that what's the name was talking about, Otmar. This isn't a contract; it was just contract terms. There was no contract, terms. So the contract actually follows those terms, right?
Yes.
And then retrospectively, they realized, oh, we never actually sent Piastri the contract. So then what they did was they edited that terms thing and then put on the top, this is a legally binding contract.
Imagine.
But then Piastri never actually had that copy. That's not the one he signed. He signed some just terms thing.
It's a howler. It's a
howler. This is like, Judge Judy needs to get involved in this, man.
This is a
She needs to see this, man. That's why the CRB started laughing and threw him out. And said, you've got to pay for everybody's fees. You're on a joke.
Oh, man, I don't know. Mark Webber's going to eat when DC does an exclusive interview.
Oh, he's going to do a madness. He's going to expose everybody.
I'm all for that. I'm definitely all for that. These men still ain't learned their lesson either. They're trying to do this to Duhan as well, bruv.
No, Duhan's dad won't have it. Duhan's dad will motor GP go. He's not going to allow them things to go down, man.
It's all
run him a seat, man.
It's all man. Nathan says McLaren getting rid of man. Then once he's ahead of Norris, effing up his car. These men are shameless. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like reliability is reliability. You know them ones. The power's gone. That's it. What can we say? What can we really say to that? Hussein says Mahed said Zach Brown snaked Danny Rick in the last pod.
Yeah, it's true.
Keeping it consistent.
Brother, you signed a contract with Oscar Piastri on the 3rd of June. Do you know how long ago that was?
That's a par.
I don't even know what race that's before Canada.
That's a par. It's like race 5. I swear it was like race 5. Honestly,
I think it was just after Monaco.
It was
So
early doors.
Zach Brown saw him bin it in practice, and he said, "Get this guy out of here. Get this guy who's destroyed my car.
He got
He's
on
cost
the
us
phone.
X amount of million.
He
Get
got
this
on the
guy out."
phone.
Because before that point, Danny Rick never used to bin the car. He was just slow. I think the only time he ever binned it was like in quali in Baku in 2021. He don't bin the car. He's not one of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he started doing that, he was just like, "Nah, get this guy out of here."
I wonder who was there was referring to. Please don't remind me
James
of that.
Corden.
No.
James Corden.
James Corden. McLaren better get fourth in constructors next season, otherwise it's curtains.
What does fourth?
That's the
Peter.
Peter.
What does fourth mean? What does fourth mean? I don't care about fourth.
Are we getting in the Champions League? Like, what is it? What is it?
This ain't a Wenger thing. This ain't a Wenger thing. Wow, what do I care about? I don't care about fourth.
No.
At the end of the day, I'd rather us finish lower, then we get more wind tunnel time. Listen, it's a long-term project.
For sure.
We don't come
that's
from
the real.
Fourth to first overnight. What you got to do is be able to build the car. Is James Key the right man to do that? I don't know. Do we have the driver talent now to be able to develop said car? Yes, we do. Do we have the infrastructure and facilities to be put in place? Right now, we do not, but it's being developed and it will be ready by 2024. So everything is gearing towards that. If we get able to, all these type of results right now are quite insignificant, going fourth or third or whatever. That doesn't matter. That means we've got less wind tunnel time. Don't really matter to us. We've got less time to develop the car and put everything together. It's either I want to win the thing or be challenged for the thing, or I don't care. Why do I care? What's the difference between fifth and fourth?
It's facts. It's facts.
It's not like we need the money. Oh my God, we need the money. We've got so much investors now. It's insane. So we're not like, oh my God, the money from fourth to fifth is going to make or break us. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
You have to look at the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No, I agree. What's it called? Trevor, big up yourself, says makes more sense why Alonso left for Aston. Alpine is an absolute dumpster fire. Yeah. When Alonso sees mess, he doesn't waste long. He doesn't take that long. Even his radio on the weekend, hilarious stuff. Man's like, is there something going on? Is something not working, or is everything all right? And when man said, yeah, it's all good, it's running normal, he says, wow. I died laughing. I said,
he said, wow. And then he retired the car himself. He said, I'm coming in. Fuck this. Alonso, like I said before, Alonso is the king of like saying, I'm coming in. Don't fuck me about. Don't embarrass me.
It's the fact that he asked them.
Like Alonso's not that guy to be like parking up the car. He ain't got time for this. He's literally saying, I'm coming in the pits. I ain't got time for this. The car feels wrong. There's no deployment. I'm out.
The Don literally was like, yo, I'm gonna ask this question, yeah. Either if something's not happened right, tell me. If not, then anyway. I don't know, man. That is the funniest thing ever, man. That made me cry.
Hey, listen, Aston Martin isn't a dumpster fire. I wouldn't say they're a dumpster fire. So if he feels like stuff behind closed, this is stuff that we don't know.
We're not privy.
Everybody in these comments, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors at Alpine. Yeah, if Alonso feels like that situation's a bit peak, I need to get out of here. He left.
And there's no smoke without fire.
Lawrence Stroll's a serious guy.
Yeah, he's a dead serious guy. He's a dead serious guy. McLaren announcing sponsors the same way Arsenal released new kits. Facto, man. Facto, bruv. How have we got a Jamaican thing for Carnival weekend, blood? What is going on?
I swear Carnival's not even a Jamaican thing as well.
Oh, my
days. I swear it's I don't even know. It's another Caribbean country, but still. Yeah, but Arsenal making money, man. McLaren make money, man. This is how we go, man.
This is it, bro. This is how we're doing it, bro. Zach Brown needs to come and join Arsenal, bro, at some point. We'll make hella dough.
That'll be crazy.
That'll be too funny. Trevor says McLaren taking over Merck Formula E team. Maybe Danny Rick takes the seat, the De Vries seat there.
Imagine Danny Rick in Formula E. Don't do it like that, man. Allow it, man.
Oh dear.
There's people like Mick Schumacher in Formula One, man. What are we doing right now, man?
Is Mick holding these strays? Yeah. Hey, man,
I don't think he's going to be employed, but here we go, innit? Gunter wants him gone. I'm hearing Gunter wants him gone for Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi ain't pulling up trees.
What is the love affair with Giovinazzi, bro? I don't understand it, bro. I don't get it.
Italian Jesus, that's what they call him.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, honestly. Nathan says, once it hits 8 p.m., certain teams are holding licks.
He's talking
What?
about Barcelona. He's talking about Barcelona. Just so you know.
Okay. Going from Alpine to Aston Martin is sideways. Has he seen them this season? F2 cars are as fast as them.
No, that F2 car is illegal though.
Which
That
one?
F2 car is illegal. So basically, they're saying the F2 car on the streets was doing like 218. Yeah, and that was faster than the Aston Martin in qualifying. Yeah,
Where
I'm
are
telling
we?
you now, there's no F2 cars that should be going 218. Someone needs to investigate that. Drogovic's teammate was going 218. That team needs to be investigated.
Allow me, man.
Because Drogovic last season was getting packed in by Zhao. So how all of a sudden does he want an F2 title in this team? Because the car's going 218 on the street.
Here we go.
I'm starting a conspiracy theory now. Allegedly.
Allegedly, indeed. Scuba on Football says Ricardo raced well at Monza. He's been poor. Can we give him that? He's been awful this year.
For the year, he's been awful. Come on, man. Let's be serious.
Awful. We can give him a little ray of sunshine. I saw the narrative about Ricardo's race weekend, which seemed to be like, yeah, he's done a good job. And I'm like, well, are we giving sympathy points out here now? Is that what we're doing?
He would have got points. He would have gotten the points though.
He would have, but what? Like, I've been waiting for you to give me some points. So what? I have to wait till Monza? Come on, brother. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I've
been needing points.
Bro, we've had 2 prime ministers. We've had a queen and a king. Like, I'm not here for all this, bro. Man's talking about Danny Rick. I'm not gonna lie. When the season's done and I see Oscar in the new uniform, yeah, I'll be ready, bro. I'll be like, yeah.
Man said I'm on to Oscar. I'm on to Oscar now. And do you know what? Yeah, actually, I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Piastri, how do you think he's gonna fare?
Listen, man. It's weird watching the freeze in it on the weekend. I thought, because I'm always skeptical of the newbies coming in and then trying to make a name for themselves, and it's not easy. It's frigging tough. Formula One is frigging hard. So to see Oscar come in, I was like, man, we are taking a step a little bit back, just because I think he's learning from scratch and blah blah. You know, with how McLaren as a team, it's not got it quite together. So I kind of felt like, okay, we're in for, trust the process, as Arsenal fans would know it. So I was sort of like, all right, we're going to start again, take the back burner. But a part of me thinks like, maybe, just maybe, he might be like our George Russell in a way, in terms of just like somebody who actually is he gives integrity to his team. He's actually giving us some respect. That's what we need. We need somebody who's going to give us the respect. Let Nando be the out-and-out driver number 1, and then we'll have somebody like Oscar to sort of pick up the pieces with where Lando's left off, and just give me some good. Like as we said, if for example, if we want Danny Rick to at least have even just half the points Ricardo had, half the points Norris had, I will take that with Oscar right now. It's going to be a hard season, but if that gets you top 4, for example, if that makes you 4th place, that means that we're heading in the right direction. So, Piastri, I need you to have at least, at the minimum, half Norris's points next year. That's what I want from him. Your thoughts?
I personally think, listen, if he's within like a 10th of Norris, got a good driver, if he's able to get points on a consistent basis, that's a good driver right there. We really just need 2 drivers that are capable and competent enough to develop the car for 2024, right? With Ricardo's kind of background, knowledge, and just his complete different driving style to how Lando Norris drives, it would have been not even beneficial for him to be at the team next year, because why is he developing a car where he's not going to be there anyway, right? Now we've kind of got 2 long-term drivers with long-term contracts that can actually develop the car for 2024. And hopefully, I don't really know too much about Oscar Piastri in terms of how good he is in terms of feedback and kind of knowledge, like, because Carlos Sainz is very good at that, very like at developing cars, feedback, understanding the kind of mechanics around it. I don't know how good Oscar Piastri would be good at that. At the end of the day, I'm hearing a lot of talk of Oscar better do well because there's a lot of pressure. There's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. What
No,
pressure?
there isn't. No, there
What
isn't.
pressure? He's a rookie. We don't care. We've got Lando Norris. It doesn't matter. And I'm hearing other conversations that he's going to come in and he's going to beat Lando Norris. Do you think we care? Do you think we care at McLaren Fan TV if he beats Lando Norris? That means we've got a generational talent on our hands, mate.
Exactly.
We've won.
Exactly.
If he beats Lando Norris, we won.
Exactly. No,
and
exactly.
You lot should be all scared.
This idea that we don't want him to be,
we
don't want him to be better than Lando. It's like, excuse me, I want my team to win. What are we talking about here? I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care who you are.
Matter.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so I hope for a good season. I'm not going to put too much pressure on him.
We're definitely behind him.
Unless he's destroying the car. That's a problem.
We're definitely behind him.
I've been playing Formula One manager, F1 manager.
Talk to me. Is it worth a purchase? Yeah? Is it worth a purchase?
Piastri stinks on that game.
Oh.
So I hope he don't stink. Well, on my save anyway. I've got Lando doing a madness in championship fights. By that game, definitely by that game.
You're McLaren, yeah? That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, might have to start streaming on the new YouTube channel. Subscribe to the new YouTube channel, guys. McLaren Fan TV.
McLaren Fan TV on YouTube. Are we the only one on YouTube? You know how there's bare bootlegs?
No. We're definitely. Let me.
Because you know when you type in McLaren Fan TV, I see, and you go to channels when you're searching on the filter. I see hella bro. There's bare Peter on polls, you know. I was thinking, right, who are you lot? Who are these people?
You're not even the original, you know. Don't
you know what I'm saying,
me, bro.
Nathan says,
here, bro.
whilst you're searching, Nathan says Danny Rick might as well be done out, and not even Williams links are what Warlord Latifi is employed. I mean, you know,
to not even have William links is scary.
It's scary. Hussein says Ricardo is top 10 in a good car. And I think you mentioned this some time back. You always said that when there's a car to go ahead and win a race, like Ricardo's never backed out. He's always gone there and he's performed, he's done his thing. And I did think about that. I think, you know, that's a good point. I can't ignore that point. You know what I'm saying? I can't ignore that. So, yeah. But I need him to push it to the limit. Don't wait for the golden egg and then perform. I need him to be performing when it's a rotten egg, bro. Let's see what you can do. That's what we love about
I need people that can be able to perform on a good day and a bad
day. Exactly. Nathan says Latifi, Tsunoda, Vettel, but Vettel is vibes in now, and George Russell. Wait a minute. Don't tell me that's who your top 10 is. Well, as in like they're better than Ricardo. That's interesting. That's brazy if it is. Probably not, but yeah. They are the same. There are some cars where he'll be top 10.
What was the question I asked?
Because I thought it was the top 10. Like, is he a top 10?
How many drivers is Ricardo better than? And he's basically said Latifi, Tsunoda, Vettel, and George Russell. Calm down, please.
I mean, George Russell.
I'll take George Russell at McLaren right now.
You've got to respect George Russell. I'm so sorry. You've got to. Hussein, I agree with Hussein. In some cars, he's a top 10. He'll be top 10 comfortably for sure. That's annoying though, isn't it? It's the fact that we've got to wait for him to be in that top 10 sort of car. Let me rattle through these comments so we can keep up to date, because you lot have been smashing it through. Do smash the like button, of course. I can't believe we've done nearly 50 minutes already. Like, this is mental. I can't believe it. Norris doing a Gasly last season, getting 90% of the points for the team. Yeah, that's a howler. That's a howler. We can never be in a scenario where one man's getting 90, getting anything 80 plus. Like, it's just air on the roads, man. That's just not the one. Hussein goes on to say that Vettel said that McLaren didn't extract the best out of him. That's the worst take he's given in a long time. Vettel said, "Oh, I guess he's talking."
Yeah, he said that. He said that.
Did he say that?
I basically switched off my TV when I saw that. What's this guy talking about, man? Get this guy out of here, man.
What is he?
Leave F1, man.
What is he on? Scoop says, "Congrats on the marriage, Pete. You're done. No, big up everyone that's showing man love on the marriage thing. You're done. No, big up yourself, Nathan." Uzer says, "Pretty mad to think Max has already equaled Lewis's win streak in only his second year in a title contending car." Man, we have to give it to him. I mean, I was watching this race. Obviously, man starting lap. What is he? P7. And I swear I blink. It's turn 3 is P2, and I'm like, what's going on here? What is actually going on here? Like,
no.
Don't get me wrong.
I've got the exact chronological order. Max was P4 in one lap. You man are he's taking the piss, man. What penalty? You might as well start for the pit lane every race, man.
And what happened was it in Spa? Where was the other race where it was again, Manama just collecting places like it was nothing? And I'm there like, nah, man. People just need to let's end the season because it's done. It's finished. It's finished.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy what he's doing right now. I'm just watching it all. You know them ones where it's like we're witnessing history. I'm witnessing history, Loki.
We are.
I don't think people are knowing that we're witnessing history. Well, obviously,
they don't want to admit it.
People don't like to watch it. The races are dead. Yeah. Same way I was in 2004. I was hating, man. I was like, Schumacher, you need to just get out of here, bro. Because he's taking the piss.
Hater. I was a big hater then.
At the end of the day, that's still history, no? 2004
exactly.
Still history. Even if I was hating at the time, you know what I'm saying? This guy right now, Max Verstappen. So he's won 13 out of I don't know. Let me check. Basically, if he wins the next 2 races, if he wins Singapore and he wins Suzuka, he matches Michael Schumacher's wins total in the same amount of races. That's insane. People can say more race tax, but if it's in the same amount of races,
yeah, for sure.
If he wins, if he wins 13 races out of 18, he matches Schumacher.
I hear he
has to win the next 2 races.
I heard he won his 30th Grand Prix on the weekend. Now, deep this, Bottas has
2 of them are fake.
2?
Yeah.
Besides Abu Dhabi, what's the other one? Oh,
Spa's
fake. Yeah, Spa's fake.
Come on, man. I'll tell my rankings about it.
That's fake. But in context, Bottas won 10 at Mercedes. Like, he won 10. Max has done 30. Okay, 28. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a madness, bro. That is an absolute madness. Hussein says, important question is, will Ferrari get it right? Okay, Hussein, maybe you're new to the channel. Maybe you're new to Formula One. But and you know what's so funny? I was thinking about this today. You know, like when you go back and you watch people's predictions of the new season, new regulations, did you see how many people had Ferrari as title winning team? Leclerc winning the championship, Constructors Championship. I'm sitting there like, what is the blunts that these lot are smoking? These lot have been on budge all went along. For them to think
a revelation. Do you want me to give you a revelation?
Talk to me.
We did a predictions pod on Pit Stop Fracker. If you haven't listened to the pod at Pit Stop Fracker on Twitter as well. Only 2 members of the cast said Verstappen, and I was the only one. I was one of them.
One of the
said Verstappen's going to win the title.
Nobody
said out of about 13 people.
Oh, it's a howler. It's
only 2 people said. Only 2 people said Verstappen's going to win, and I was one of them. I was like, in my head when I did the predictions at the beginning of the season, I was like, "There's no engine changes. It's Adrian Newey. Surely, I just said surely, Red Bull's going to cook and Verstappen's going to cook. And do you know how much times in Formula One people win back-to-back titles? So many people win back-to-back titles.
Yeah,
it's just because the confidence of the first title just carries on to the next season, and he's still riding high from last season.
Do you know what, bro?
A lot of people that were saying Leclerc is going to win, Ferrari's going to win. What are you talking about? When did Ferrari made a competent car? The last time there was new regulations, boy, they had the car that oversteered and understeered. Remember that? That was an interesting car.
Listen, love to the Pit Stop Frackers, but the 80% of them have had a stinker. That's a friggin' howler. How is 2 out of 13 saying Max? And then what? We're getting a mix of Ferrari and Mercedes, I'm guessing. Friggin' stinker. That's a stinker. That's a howler. That is a howler.
I saw Hamilton. I saw Leclerc. I saw so one person put Russell. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna laugh. Please. People, the world needs to acknowledge, you know, Mercedes had a stinker.
Let's be very, very clear. They've had an absolute stinker this year. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. All we want to talk about is how they got screwed over last year. And fair enough. But let me tell you something very, very clear. By the way, Mercedes are 30 points behind Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship.
They get second.
All I'm saying is they are 30 points.
Okay, they didn't have a stinker. If they get second, that's not that bad.
If they get second, you'll be like, all right, fair enough. Then it's Ferrari have had a frigging howler. That's what that is. They're a mess.
Do you know what, man?
Listen, man. My friend,
I'll fly to Maranello. I'll fly to Maranello, bro.
Bernardo won't keep his job next season. That's for damn sure. He's not keeping his job. Hussein, to answer your question, no, they will not get it right. This is Ferrari. Watch Ferrari post Schumacher. It's been a stinker. One stinker after the other. Howler after howler. They're a mess. As I said, at the start of the season, they had the fastest car by far. And they kept messing up there. They kept cocking it up themselves. Now we've come back from the summer break and Red Bull have made a bigger machine. And now no matter what Ferrari do, they can't hack it. What was it last? Was it Zandvoort? I see certain man have 3 tires. What were they putting on? Bro, honestly, and the thing is, whenever I kept saying what can go wrong will go wrong, it was happening week after week after week. Whilst I'm knee deep in wedding prep, I'm watching stinkers happening at Ferrari, thinking, I need to stop everything and just go live because they were setting it up for me. Like they heard us. And they kept giving it to us. They kept giving, even hold tight Nasher as well, because he mentioned it as well on what's the show called that he was on, that where he got absolutely rinsed for the Danny Ricciardo.
Last lap.
The last lap. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to all the man them on there, yeah, and Gallum as well. The thing is, when Nasher even said what can go wrong will go wrong, that's when I just said, listen, this guy knows, but for me, I just thought like I raised my hat to that guy because he knew what time it is. This is trending worldwide. People know Ferrari are a disaster. They're a frigging mess. As much as we could talk about our McLaren, listen, we're not sitting pretty. Let's be very, very clear.
We're not in the right position right now, but you know what? I
can observe. Shameless. But we are shameless.
Observe and see what's going on, yeah?
Listen, bro.
It's
give McLaren a title-winning, challenging, car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing what Ferrari are getting up to. We're not doing that. They're a joke, man. They're a friggin' joke. Who's saying they're a joke? There's no way they're going to get it right. Ran over with Ferrari. I can't find Ferrari fans, by the way. I've been looking for them all summer. I cannot find any of them.
Do you know what?
I can't find them.
They were talking wickedness to me.
They were talking bad.
I will never forget. At the beginning of the season, these lot were running around like they were pack. I remember after the Bahrain, when we had a howler, and then these lot won. And they were like, "Oh, look, he's in Max's head. Look what he's doing. He's letting them overtake and then dare us to overtake him again." What? That was a long time ago, brother. Remember when Bono said, "We're gonna have fun next season"? They're not having fun.
There you go.
Ferrari are not having fun.
Imagine. It's mad because you go back to every Formula One YouTube channel you can find, yeah? Every content creator. Go look at their predictions. There's a Ferrari man front and center on the thumbnail. There is one Ferrari something. And it's like, I'm just looking at that thinking, this is a stinker. I need to collect all those thumbnails and just have a fat widescreen shot of it and put it on the channel because it's a stinker.
All right, I've got
absolute stinker. Guys. We're nearly an hour in, so we're going to be wrapping up very, very shortly. Next season, if the other big two don't fix up, Max might match the Schumacher record of a podium at every race. I mean, where are we? You know what I'm saying? If we're in that season, mind you, though, this season, I don't know if you noticed, right? All the podiums this season have been Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. The only one exception is the Lando Norris podium at Imola. That is crazy.
Listen, at the time, I think we were the only ones that were trying to like big it up, like say, this is nuts, you know.
This is crazy because we shouldn't have been there.
Shouldn't have been there. Remember, he qualified in the top 3 as well. He's on a matting.
Yeah.
Boy.
Mercedes looks like the car is the car until 2025. It looks like this is the car till 2025. I mean, if that's the case, oh dear.
I don't believe that.
Oh dear. Let's see, man. The grid's only hope is if Newey does a shock retirement a la Juan Pablo Montoya. He ain't leaving anywhere soon. He ain't
listen, you know where he's gonna go? He's gonna be like, this is my dream. It's my dream scenario. Newey's gonna wake up one morning. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I miss living in Surrey, guys. I drive my McLaren every day. I'm going home. And he returns. He returns.
Oh, if he returns, man. Oh, that'll be the best comeback since friggin' Lazarus. That would be big. Honestly, if he ever honestly, I don't know what I'd do.
People, I'll drop the link in the chat. We need to drop that link for the YouTube channel, people.
Yeah. Oh, you put it in the private one. Is that meant to be in there?
My bad.
Don't worry, I'll put it in there. Don't worry, I've got it. It's right here.
Subscribe,
right
people.
here.
Everybody that's in there, subscribe right now.
This is the new link to the. Yes, we're going to be streaming from there. All right, let's go through this. There's so many of you have commented on, so I'm going to keep going. Norris was struggling in the shopping cart. This guy's making me cry, honestly. Struggling with the shopping cart. What's it called? AlphaTauri cars, you know. Listen, man, he done the dance afterwards. McLaren coming like Haas, allow me.
No, never.
Me.
Please.
It's definitely Danny says Hussein when we were talking about is it the is the car that bad or is it Danny that bad? Nathan says no, Mahad, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. Ocon is ahead of Alonso. No, but like the points were not that crazy, are they?
I'm telling you right now. I'll put my life savings on it right now. Alonso's going to finish ahead of Ocon. You man are gassing nothing. It's the same as last year. Remember, Ocon was leading because he had that race win. Yeah, he still bottled the lead to Alonso. Let's just critical thought here, guys. Come on, man. Let's be serious. It's basically the same. He bottled a 30-point lead. Do you know how much points he had ahead of Alonso? And now, why is it even close?
Hussein, man, come on. Alonso only knows how to start from pole. Hussein. You've let me down there. You've let me down. Big up David, man. Generous Dave. What's going on, G? A mixture of both. Only Ferrari and Red Bull have got the car right this year. And even Ferrari, I mean, yeah, the Ferrari did get the car right this year. It's just that the human beings are the ones who messed up the.
Ferrari did a two-stop strategy in Monza while in the lead. I've never heard of that in my life.
Bro, they fully.
They literally intended, not even safety car. They intended to do a two-stop strategy. That was the part of the plan in Monza, the longest pit lane.
You've got to love it. You've got to love it, man. You've got to love it. When that safety car went green whilst Leclerc was in the pits, I was dying. I was like, there you go. There it is. That's gonna be done now. Danny's the issue, not the car, says the KBQ14. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't know. Yeah, we agree. Nathan says, has he even topped a practice session this season? Because if Latifi has and he hasn't, revoke his super license.
Oh no, Bear Man ain't topped the practice session though. So
has Latifi though?
Yeah, by accident.
Allow me, man. Allow me.
No, he did. Swear to God, he did.
That's a Latifi topped a practice session. That's a howler. Agree with Mahad. I feel like the car has a limit. Certain drivers can push it to its higher limit. Others can't.
Hey, Daniel Ricciardo is not a seeding racer.
No, for sure not.
He's not doing that.
Ferrari breaks a man and Vettel is broken. Now, for real, only Fernando Alonso has probably stood the test of time in that Ferrari, man. And even then, he didn't win anything in terms of a championship with them. Of course, Alonso fans are happy he's going since the only times him and Vettel were in title fights, 2010 and 2012, he finished him. Oh, is that what we're doing? That was going on.
I said finished. We have to be careful with the language you use there right now.
That 2012, I mean, that was a skeptical season, that one, and 2010 as well. Yeah, they're building a new HQ and wind tunnel for 2026. This is regarding Aston Martin.
That's Aston Martin, yeah. They're going to be ready.
Aston Martin. He don't trust the process or have the patience to wait. That's Alonso, I guess, with the Alpine. I mean, there's no process to wait. There's nothing to trust.
You man can't even sign contracts correctly. Come on, man.
Or he could even be talking about Vettel. Can't be asked to wait. To be fair, Vettel has a family. He's a husband and a father.
Family, man,
so he has more important things on his mind. Listen, bruv, that man can hold that. Yeah, wait. Let me get some titles. I'll be back. I'll be back in the morning.
Hey, Alpine thought they could chat to man. Allow it, man. Please, man.
No way.
All three of your fans, man. Allow it.
I think Aston Martin will be good when Alonso leaves. Not gonna lie. Aston Martin will be good when Alonso leaves. But yeah, I don't think Seb's his heart's in it anymore.
That'll be hilarious if Aston Martin are actually good next year. That'll be hilarious.
That'd be brilliant. Why would man wait unless Red Bull offer him a seat after Perez goes? He has every right to want to retire. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, man. I mean, anyways, Tom Brady and Dave Hype, innit? Tom Brady and Dave Hype. What's he referring to?
We're way too behind on these comments, guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep track next time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
We've got to. We've got to. Sev said no already to Formula E. Man was beefing Degrassi about it. I said he was beefing with him. He's saying, be honest, guys. Vettel is dusted. He won't come back to race. Maybe on a strategy at Ferrari. a strategy at
He's
Ferrari.
only going to come back on a big team thing. He's not going back to Ferrari though. He burnt the bridges, bro.
That bridge is done. One thing man can never break is his youngest to win a title plus youngest to win 4 champs. Yeah, absolutely.
Young, but then sometimes them titles are not really
legacy is legacy though, isn't it? At the end of the day, like when it's all said and done, he's got those 4 titles, and it's there regardless. That car was cooking though, but break the records and have them break you. Ferrari did that. Oh man, Vettel and that Ferrari. What a time to be alive. Man, them are back. Yes, Nate. What are you saying, G? Pick up Nate, man. Man broke the news to me about Piastri, bruv. Man was telling me, he was like, you must be happy. You man must be happy. I said, what? He goes, yeah, Piastri's done. I said, yeah, blood. That's what I'm saying. We're in now. Giovinazzi is one of the drivers in history.
He's a legacy driver.
He's a legacy driver.
I'll never forget him bidding it in practice. No, bidding it in qualifying. They had to rebuild the car. And then him bidding it in the race within like 8 laps. That was when it was when was that? That was ages ago. That was some Chinese Grand Prix, like 2017, 2018. When it first come true.
Was that what has he only been at Sauber, like before it was Alfa Romeo?
Yeah. He was at Sauber, wasn't it? Yeah, he was at Sauber.
Glad people are seeing the light on Gio. I mean, as in the light on Gio in a good way or in a bad way? Because for me, look, I did think like, you know what, he was duppy in Kimi Räikkönen year in, year out, and yet Kimi Räikkönen was always seemed to be the favorite to keep his seat. So I say duppy. He had more points than him, but that's about it. I said, well, Gio is white privilege. Man is 49 in a Ferrari Academy. You man are brutal.
I don't even think he's that old as well. You don't value, man. That's crazy, man. I swear he must be 20 something, man.
For real, though, he's been an academy driver forever. He's been an academy driver forever. Piastri is going to have a lot of pressure to deliver when you consider how he's entered the sport. The first year, but we've got to give him grace. Listen, Formula One fan, McLaren fandom, we have to get behind this guy.
He's 28. Don't do it dirty, man.
Listen, 28. But still, he is still Ferrari. But he is still a Ferrari academy driver.
No, but the Prix is 27, and we're hyping him like he's a youth man.
Is he 27?
People like Lingard.
Is he
big man? He's older than Albon. What's he gonna do? Go to Williams and be like, oh yeah, I'll look up to Albon. Albon's older than you, brother.
Days, bro. I literally thought, oh my days. That is Jesse,
man.
That is Jesse Lingard all the way, blood. I thought he was legit a youngster. Shame on me. And also the hype he's received based on his junior career. Yeah, so there will be a bit of, you know what I'm saying? People will be like, they'll have their torch on him for sure. Man put 81, you know, like it's a code name, like LH. Who did that? Piastri. He needs to find shame. Listen, bruv, we leave him to it. Maldonado looked cold in F2, by the way.
Cold in F1 sometimes.
And look at his. Listen, he won a Spanish Grand Prix, bruv. He done the dance, bruv.
Over 1 lap, he was cooking.
He done the dance. We're gonna wrap things up, guys. We're gonna power through these comments quickly so we can wrap up. Saw a take on Twitter saying how Norris won't be able to hide behind Ricciardo's bad performances. Norris hiding. Oh dear.
What performances was he hiding from? I want to talk to that person on Twitter.
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Whoever
obviously Ricciardo's not a good benchmark, but at the end of the day, like, when was Norris putting in consistent howlers back to back to back?
Exactly. He was not. Big up Uzair congratulating me on the marriage. You done know. Nathan, I'm not gonna lie, Max might just take bare penalties and just do the last to first challenge to give him some entertainment. That would be too much.
Might as well.
I grew up watching that stat pad team. Which stat pad team is this? Ferrari, I'm guessing.
Ferrari. They were running around like they were pack, man. Him and Barrichello, man. Honestly. Just saying, hey, do you want to win this week? I'll win this week. You win next week. We're doing that.
That's true. Only Mahad and forgot who else backed Max. So even Nathan's there, bro. Pretty sure Nam had man finishing 5th. Yeah. Oh dear.
He had McLaren 5th in the. No, he had Red Bull 5th in the constructors. 5th in the constructors. Red Bull. Certain man like Kwame didn't have Verstappen in his top 5.
Oh dear, stinker.
That's howler.
Stinker. Benotto must be sacked. Well, I mean, Ferrari changing again would just
he should stay. He should stay there.
Yeah, we want him right there. We want him right where he is. You know, it's peak because even Lewis won in that 09 shopping cart by his point.
No, that car, yeah, it was bad at the beginning, but towards the second half, it was good car.
It got better. To be fair. Mercedes effed up when they said they were not bringing upgrades in 21. Hey, man, they were fighting for a title that should have been theirs. If they bottled second, Bonotto is getting rushed. Yo, he cannot see his...
Maranello alive. Yeah?
He won't make it out of there alive. I'll give Mahad credit when he said Ferrari are the Dallas Cowboys of F1. Facto. They are. They are, man. They are. Hashtag, where's Anik? Listen, everyone's checking. Listen,
Anik is ghost. Subscribe to the channel.
This right here is the link to the McLaren Fan TV YouTube channel. We'll be going there from forward, I guess, post Singapore. Is that what we're saying?
Singapore. Post Singapore. Now on, and we'll be doing all streams on there. I might even do a cheeky F1 manager stream on there, live streams, you know what I'm saying?
Lovely, jubbly. Big up to Uzair, who's already subscribed to the channel. You're done. Hey, Uzair's one of them, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's a real one, man.
It's one of them ones. That safety car at the end. I tell you what. Do you know what? I was just glad the race was done. I was glad.
I'm not going to pretend like I've not seen races end under a safety car. It's quite rare.
It's rare.
I've probably seen about maybe 5-6 times in my life.
We need a red flag. A lot. What we need is if there's 5 laps to go and there's a safety car come out, red flag.
No, how about if there's a crane on track, red flag? Because there was a crane on track.
It was said there's a crane.
If I see a crane on track, red flag. There's some bozo drivers out there that will crash into that moment.
Oh, the good old days, man. Ocon was like 30 points ahead of Alonso. Now only 7.
Yeah, tick-tock. Ocon.
Tick-tock.
Ocon, aka Ocon that's never been his teammate. Ocon, soon. You're going to lose, bro.
If you're that confident, Mahad, better score with the subscribers. Oh.
Not doing that.
What, that confident on Alonso finishing on top?
I'll wear a Ferrari hat on the pod, though.
Oh! That's a good shout there. That's what the Spa Hamilton Alonso incident. That was the Spa Hamilton Alonso incident. When they crashed
or when they were chatting rubbish to each other.
Oh, when they were chatting. Yeah. I swear Kibitz is still
WWE hack, man. We'll do WWE, man.
Man said, I swear Fig is a reserve driver. He's still a reserve driver.
He still is for Alpha.
Oh dear. Bro, I thought the Red Bull engine would be unreliable. Well, guess what, man?
Yeah, that's why. Wrong. That's Kwame. Oh yeah, Kwame. Hold that.
Yeah,
man
for
said
real.
Verstappen not in the top 5, Crazy.
Hold. Man said I missed this duo. No more marriages or breaks. What, man? Are you planning, bro?
Yeah, I'm planning to get married, but I won't delay you guys. It'll be in the off season, guys.
Is that a winter thing?
It'll be in the off season, guys. You all know.
Oh boy, no worries, Nick. We're back, bro. We're here.
We're here, man.
Was at the beginning of the season. They fixed up now, so congrats to them.
Yeah, the engine blew up at the beginning of the season. Imagine how far they would have been if they didn't DNF them.
Oh, what the Red Bull? Yeah, for sure.
They'll be long. Sure. You would have won the title by now.
Exactly. Yeah, but congrats on the marriage, PR. You're done, no. Big up yourself. And last comment here: Ocon won't lose. Alpine need a French driver for French government subsidies.
What, they're gonna blow up Alonso's engine for the rest of the season? Oh, you can't stop that, man. Can't stop that, man.
Oh, man. People, thank you very much for logging in. What are your thoughts in terms of like out of 10? What we're giving the team out of 10? Driver ratings and stuff.
I think driver ratings. I'll give Ricciardo a 7. I don't think he did too badly.
7,
really it's really unlucky to have the engine blow up because them engines are reliable. I'm not gonna lie to you. Norris, I'm gonna give him an 8. Had a really bad start, but the recovery drive was excellent. The qualifying was excellent. He was only like a couple tenths. He was the 10th off Russell and Hamilton, so he could have.
You can't argue.
You could have started on the front row, low key, if you just had squeezed out a little bit more of the car. But yeah, good recovery, and then he got shafted by the team. So yeah, strategy poor. Strategy. I'm giving him a 4. They shaped Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Did a good strategy with Norris, but come on, just do two. This is a challenge. Just do 2 good strategies, guys.
That's both what we want.
There you.
That's all we want. That's all we want.
Pit crew howler. You can't be putting 5 seconds on a man's head. You got to do an overcut.
We've got to sort this problem out.
Big man team. Stop that, man.
We've got to sort this problem out.
So overall, I'll say weekend, we've got more points than Alpine, so we're going to give us a 7.
Yes, indeed, man. I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you on those points there. We move on to Singapore. hopefully, you know, again, we could look at some positives in terms of the race weekend. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on the stream. I love doing this. This is what makes me excited to watch Formula One again. And we are here, man. We're back. You know what I'm saying? We're back. Don't forget, guys, the new YouTube channel, McLaren Fan TV. We've got the new channel. The link will be in the description.
I tweeted out as well, guys. So it's on the account, on the Twitter account.
And it's right there as well. So we're gonna fling that on. And yeah, make sure you do come over and subscribe. And yeah, all things McLaren will be on there from now on. Don't worry, the Peter on Pole channel is still around. We will be out here doing all other things Formula One. So I'll keep the McLaren content specific for McLaren Fan TV. But people, until then, we will see you at Singapore. And with that, people, it's lights out.
Peace.
Peace out, yo.